The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here are the Lions. Number 9, Matthew Stafford under center. And working with a new offensive coordinator this year who has said we are a running team. Not something you hear much nowadays, so it remains to be seen what that will mean for Stafford's numbers in 2019.
Carry for the converted wideout, J.D. McKissick. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. A look at Kerryon Johnson, second-year man out of Auburn. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Gary and Conley, the one to bring him down. And now the offense for Detroit.
Running back Kerryon Johnson was drafted out of Auburn in the 2nd round in 2018 to become the Detroit Lions' lead running back, something they haven't had in a long time. In fact, in 2018, he ran for over 100 yards in a game in September, the first Lions back over 100 yards since Reggie Bush on Thanksgiving Day in 2013. They're hoping that continues, and he'll be the 3-down runner that they've been seeking. And third down is a key down in any game you play. And third down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know. We know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak that the whole month of December is still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
24th pick in the spring by Oakland was Josh Jacobs. Only rushed for 640 yards last year at Alabama, but when you consider the offensive depth chart they had, it makes it understandable. So young, won't turn 22 until February, and they're really hoping that the veteran presence of 30-year-old Doug Martin can be a guiding light for Jacobs. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
What down? 185. Right Monday down. Hey, 734. Watch out. 5.
On 2nd and 11 now. Caught. This is caught by Antonio Brown. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Express. 51's the mic. Raider 1. And we got to get down. Get to the ball. Let's keep moving. Convert. Check nickel. Check. Lucky. Check 9.
trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. On 1st and 10, here's Carr. This will be caught by Brown. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down. The numbers for Antonio last week: 4 catches, 134 yards, and the score, too.
3rd in the league in receiving yards, and that's a strong number. That means he's being consistent each and every time out.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And some room to maneuver. Through an opening, and there he goes. And he is able to take this way down into Detroit territory. A big play that time for the Raiders. 48 yards. You were telling me this yesterday. That's exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. This is the former Jet and Brown, Isaiah Crowell. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage.
You don't see that a ton, do you? With a cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
This is Jalen Richard, the 4th-year man from Southern Miss. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 11 yards there, first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Hey, we got 3 down, 3 down. Ready, 9. Hey, Charlie. 65. 90 is a Mike. Let him know.
Now they'll throw with Carr. That is caught by Brown. Touchdown, Raiders. Antonio Brown with touchdown number 8 on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive.
An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys a little bit jumpy.
You do.
Oh, you understand the same way. Just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went
and
3
now
and
they
out.
have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'm trying to do better here. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it looks like a pickup of 6. That leaves them with 7 yards to go on 3rd down. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Lions with the football here to begin the second quarter. They'll need to convert a 3rd and 7, though, to start things out. Out of the gun, Stafford. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit. The first down carry here for Johnson. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 15 yards for the Lions there on a first down.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. Nevin Lawson there on the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up, because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Many teams, as soon as they spot man defense, if they haven't called a hitch, they'll get to it as fast as they can. They want to put the ball in the hands of one of their best playmakers and hope that he can break a tackle on the outside and go
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Max Crosby coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Now let's discuss Antonio Brown as he heads back out there now. It's really been a blistering start to the season for him so far. He's on pace to blow past 1,000 yards. The good receivers, it's interesting, though. You put extra coverage on them, they probably view that as a challenge. All right, I'm going to go after this. You put one guy on them, then they feel disrespected, and they want it to. So how do you cover it?
You're exactly right. That's an insult, right? Especially the year that he's having. But I just have to go ahead and I'm not going to insult him. I'm going to respect him. I'm sending as many people as possible. But one of the reasons he's having this type of a start is, despite that type of coverage, he finds a way to what we call uncover late. Ball's thrown, even though there's coverage there, he's the one who can go up and come down with it, finds a way to get to the football.
And the offensive line has given them time in the pocket to have that uncovering late. Throwing now is Carr. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away, because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Second and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack.
6-18. Hatch it. Hey, high 7. Mike 51. Mike 51. Come on. You're Raider 2.
Snap comes at 1, and it's Carr. Got a man. It's Brown. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Antonio Brown with his
second touchdown here in this first half. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Early on, you hit on it. Needing to avoid the big play. Easier said than done, though. There's a big touchdown.
Yeah, but the big thing is when he does get his catches, you've got to tackle him and get him on the ground. Obviously, weren't able to do it on that one.
The call is to go for one and kick the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. We remind you that coming up later tonight, we've got a good AFC battle in Baltimore. The Super Bowl champs, New England, in town to take on the Ravens. And then tomorrow, Monday Night Football, the Cowboys and the Giants from MetLife Stadium to wrap up this first weekend in November. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Faking the give to Johnson. Now it's Stafford. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. A shotgun snap for Stafford. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. He'll get 17 back there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Detroit. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. And now Oakland ready to take the field. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
That one's good for 35 yards on the ground and a first down. Well, the Raiders last year, they were 25th in the league in rushing, and a good reason why they used one of their 3 first-round picks on Jacobs for runs like we just saw. Jacobs was the first running back taken in this year's draft, 24th overall. That was actually the pick that was originally acquired from the Chicago Bears in that Khalil Mack trade. Now the big play pushes him all the way out to the 40 now for first down.
Hey, you got 3, 29. Hey, Delta.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Over the middle here to Brown. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Give him a first down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders. Carl come up here with a 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game.
You're Mike. Hey, Haywood.
Mike 51, Mike 51.
You ain't going nowhere. Hey, Mike 51, Mike 51. Hey. Go, Mike 51.
Shotgun now for Carr. And that is intercepted by the Pro Bowl corner Darius Slay. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
This interception will go on the record of the quarterback, but as a receiver, you've got to understand where you are in the field. Middle portion, you know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the catch.
After the interception, here's Stafford. And he hits Jermaine Kearse. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Waiting. Check. Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go. Hey, what's that?
On first down, Stafford here. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick six. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. Point after, right down the middle, and it's now 21-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Back out is Matthew Stafford in the Lions offense. In second quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to disperse it a little bit. Lean on some other people. Lean on your teammates. Find someone who can take the pressure off and get the ball in their hands for a while.
Or this, if he doesn't, this is getting out of hand, or it could get worse. To throw again on second down. Stafford looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. He was trying to find Marvin Jones that time, and it's 3rd and 5. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. From the gun, here's Stafford. He sets to fire deep, and that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. And good hustle here as this is going to be blown dead right at the 9-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. Back onto the field now comes the wideout Antonio Brown, making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defense, is getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he coughs up the football near his own goal line. And into the end zone. A scoop and score on a fumble return for the Detroit touchdown. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
So the challenge comes in inside of 2 minutes, and it gets overturned.
And it changes the whole format of what's about to happen because both sides had thought a certain call had been made. Now they have to flip back and start over.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando, standing. Well, that came a little abruptly here. Still working on my apple up in the booth. Hang on here. Let me spit this out. And we can get to the third quarter now. This one fielded at the 5. Now a hit and a loose football. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
2nd and 10, Stafford again. Open man is Galladay, complete. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
Watch the run, watch the run.
Back to throw, Stafford. This is caught. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 3 yards is the gain that time, 2nd and goal. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. To throw is Stafford. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Not only did they drop it looked like an interception in the end zone, they blew a golden opportunity to shift the momentum.
This is 3rd and goal. Still looking for the first points of the game. Again, it's Stafford. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
So on 4th down, the Lions turn it over to Matt Prater for the field goal try. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing, all right? They didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need him to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
And they'll have good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. They're right back out there after watching the fumble go the other way. Still in control of this game, but that needs to serve as a wake-up call because they're not in the clear yet.
No, the message should be clear that fortunes can change pretty quickly when you turn the ball over. You've got to take care of it, otherwise that lead could slip away quickly.
Here we go.
Big edge, big edge, big edge.
On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. He's got the first down and more past midfield. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Hey, we're good, we're good.
At the 36-yard line.
Express.
51. I want that.
Raider 1.
Defense. Give me,
Raider 1.
give me that ball, defense. Switch, switch, switch.
5 down.
Check out.
694.
Switch.
Carr. They'll find his tight end. That's Waller. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and that'll make it 2nd and 12.
Partner, I know my grade school teachers never would believe this, but I can absorb a lesson. I think there's a lesson in this one. He's having a great day running the football, but occasionally they're going to find a way to stop you, aren't they?
Yeah, this time the defense stepped up in what's been so far a tough game for them.
3 down, 3 down. Hey, wahoo!
On 2nd and 12, Carr. Dancing to his left. And now he's going to use his legs. Carr can beat you in a lot of ways. The scramble there, a perfect example as he gets the first.
Now, that was a whole lot of open space out in front of him, wasn't it? I'm telling you, Brandon, when things are going right, they are going right.
And everything has been going their way for the most part. I saw that lane start to develop. Boom. He took advantage of it.
Check, 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 check. One, later one. Hey, exit. 90 is a mic. Bring it. Bring it.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. That is caught by Brown. Touchdown, Raiders. Third touchdown pass now for Derek Carr. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage.
There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This will be fielded at the 6. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the three-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, you're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage is coming through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Now Johnson. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Vontaze Burfict, the one to get him down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Stafford. Amendola's got it. Complete. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. First target, first catch, and a first down. Stafford now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. This thrown quickly out to Jones. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, Johnson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. And that is incomplete. Here's Sam Martin now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Once again, it's Jacobs. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. The tackle made there by Jared Davis.
Makes it 3rd and 2. Express. Push him back. Push him back. Express. 40's Mike right there. 40's Mike. Wrap it.
On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Here comes Amendola. Give him 11 yards that time on the return, and the Lions will take over. So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his...
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Kenny Golladay, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Lions are able to draw a bit closer. So now Stafford will bring up the Lions, and they'll go for 2. And sometimes those slants, they can be so tough to defend after the catch. It just happens so quickly.
And really, what gets set up there is how quickly everything happens. Ball's out of the hands of the passer in a hurry, and he just takes it and goes.
And he went all the way into the end zone. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Now let's discuss Antonio Brown as he heads back out there now. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Throwing on first down is Carr. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Brown. 7 yards to pick up on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. On 2nd down, Jacobs. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A Raider first down, 17 yards.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Mike, 51. Bravo.
Yeah, let's get sack lunch.
51.
Now Carr. Over the middle, complete. It's Brown. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Orbit.
Carr now on first down.
caught by Nelson. And down inside the 15 he goes. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
7:34.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10. The 14-yard line.
Go. 40's Mike. Let's get the ball. Raider 9.
Throwing on 2nd down. Carr. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Trey Flowers able to record his 5th sack of the season. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Hey, let's go. I'm here all day. 51.
On 3rd and long, it's Carr. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Despite the lead here in the 4th, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun. And that hits off the left upright, and it caroms away no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And no mistaking that sound. It reverberated through the whole stadium.
And it's the sound Brandon no kicker wants to hear. It looked like he had it on target the whole way, but the upright said,
The drive starts with a completion left side. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And this one drops incomplete, but I think the defense jumped.
Offside defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. The coverage that time excellent by Nevin Lawson. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Now it's Stafford. He'll get this one to Galladay. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 11 yards there, 1st down. Stafford nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And we've reached the 1-minute mark in this game. Another try after the 1st down sack. Stafford. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. On 3rd down, Stafford. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
They snap it to Stafford. And this is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Raiders with the football now in excellent field position.
So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that.
A little bit of space there for the first down run, as that's going to get him about 5 yards. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. And the Lions going with an extra DB here on third down.
They're running it. Hey, Mike 51, Mike 51. Hey, dude. Mike 51, Mike 51. Hey, Raider 2. Cut. 51, Mike 51. Watch the gun.
From the gun, it's Carr. Flush to his right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Devon Kennard coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
They go with Jacobs. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And the Lions will take over. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Stafford, he's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. So this one, a victory for the Raiders. So for Oakland, the win means they'll finish the first half at a respectable 5-3 record. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Lions, the struggles intensify. Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a presentation of the NFL.com.